Hi friends, welcome back. So in this video, I'll be discussing about web testing, real issues. What are the various challenges we may face while performing web testing, as well as what are the problems we may face and how to solve that kind of issues or problems as well. I'm going to discuss in this video. I'll be discussing around 20 issues in this video. So let's proceed further to discuss one by one. The first issue which we normally face in the web testing is browser compatibility testing. Browser compatibility testing is very key for any web-based applications. Especially we wanted to cover our functionality across different browser. If you are not covering, it may happen that our application may be failing in some of the browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge, and various versions as well across different browser combinations. That is also we should require to manage. Otherwise, we may get into a bigger challenges in the web testing. Next one is operating system compatibility. Also, we have to see. As we discussed earlier for browser compatibility, similarly, we should look on whether your application works on Windows or Mac OS or Linux or Solaris and so on. If you are not able to try it or test the application across all these different operating systems, if things are not working, then we will get into a bigger challenges. Hence, it is always good to plan your testing in such a way that we are going to cover all these possible combinations that guarantee or we can certify easily that our application is compatible across various browsers as well as operating systems. And the next one is device responsiveness is also very key, especially whenever we are trying to access our web applications in desktops or tablets or smartphones. Responsiveness of web application is very crucial or critical. And if you are not getting the response after entering your URL of the application in an appropriate time, it's like 2 seconds or 3 seconds, people might get frustrated and they may leave your applications as well. And the next one is the network conditions is also very crucial here. Whenever we are trying to test the application, we should have a right kind of network conditions. We should maintain your test labs like load bandwidth or intermediate connectivity issues. Different real-time issues also we should be able to identify, and we have to test that. We have to simulate that different networking conditions and we have to test it. If we are not doing those real-time things, then customer might faces these challenges, because normally customer will be using in different network conditions 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Then with a lot of low bandwidth issues or intermediate connectivity, then your web application will fail to access. The next one is cross-browser JavaScript compatibility. Again, this is very key here, especially all the web application most of the time will be written in JavaScripts. We should guarantee that these JavaScripts are compatible across different browsers. And again, form submissions and validations also we should thoroughly test in web applications. Because after we trying to input certain things, we should validate by submitting the data so that same data is reflected in the database or not also we should see. If your data is not reflected in the database, then it may happen that testing is not done properly. And the next one is we have to see the broken links as well. Our navigation from one page to another or one window to another window is also very key. We should ensure that we are going to test all these broken links or incorrect redirects or smooth navigation throughout the application. If there is a problem in navigating or if there is a problem in redirecting from one link to another link or broken links, if you find, then definitely customer will be very unhappy because of that. We should ensure that we test all these things. The next one is you should plan your non-functional activities such as performance and load testing effectively. If you have not done that testing in an expected way by putting the right loads, peak loads, identifying the potential bottlenecks, then definitely client will cry in the later stages, because these are very crucial, especially in the web application side. If you're not performing your performance or load testing, then we get into bigger challenges in the later stages, and even fixing those issues in the later stages also will be a costly affair for us. And the next one is security vulnerability is also very key. We have to give 100% efforts in testing various kind of security vulnerability topics, and as well as we should mitigate those risks for SQL injection, cross-site scripting, cross-site request forgery. All these different methods, you should guarantee that your application works seamlessly without having any gaps or vulnerability in your application. And the next one is data privacy and data protection is also very key while performing web testing. We have to always ensure that test data or information which we are using for testing should be handled securely and complies with the data protection regulation is also very key while performing web testing. And the next one is session management functionality is also very crucial whenever you are performing web testing. If you have not done the user sessions testing properly or more securely, then user data or any other challenges we may get into problems, especially during unauthorized access. If you're not managed properly, that means anybody can access your application seamlessly, and it may lead to happen that your data someone can hack it very easily if you're not managed session management effectively. And the next one is authentication and authorization should also be tested thoroughly for web application. That would guarantee that only the person who is required to be access the application only can access the application. Other person need not be able to access with invalid credentials. And the next one is caching mechanism, also very key in web testing. We should always ensure that cache contents are updated appropriately and does not lead to steal the information, and that needs to be managed properly, the caching data. And the next one is content accessibility, ensuring that application is accessible even for disabled people as well, and we should be able to test accessibility standards as well as part of your web testing. And usability and user experience also very much we have to be tested, especially user friendliness, intuitiveness, overall experience of the application. Whenever you are trying to test on web testing, we should ensure that user experience should be at most we have to take care. And the next one is localization and internationalization testing. Also we should guarantee that our application can access in a different languages, culture, region, to ensure that global people can access your web application seamlessly without having any challenges on converting in different languages or different cultures or different regions by doing thorough localization testing or international testing. The next one is we should also guarantee the third-party integration testing is also be done thoroughly. This is very crucial, especially if your web application makes use of any third-party services, APIs or plugins which are getting integrated correctly, and we should ensure that no challenges should face whenever we're trying to access these third-party integrations. And we should also test for memory leaks in the browsers as well. As and when we access your web application, you should see there are no memory leaks happens whenever trying to access the web application, and because of that your web browser can crashes or it may create performance issues as well. You should guarantee there are no memory leaks while accessing your application. And next one is we should also ensure that you do a proper search engine optimization technique to be adopted for your testing. That is going to guarantee it follows all the best practices. That is also going to improve the visibility in the search engine results as well when we adopted proper SEOs in our web application. And the next one is data migration and backup is also very crucial. If you are not managed properly with the data mechanism including backups, then it may happen that data loss or corruption might happen while performing web application testing. So these are the some of the issues which we normally face whenever we are trying to perform web testing. If you can handle these real issues in web testing, definitely we can overcome all these issues and we can overcome all these problems. We can make web testing seamless for end user.